If you have a generator problem on your RV, is it worth going to the source and getting repairs done at Cummins for your Onan generator? I think it is. Let me tell you why. Camping World versus Cummins. I'm having a generator problem, and which do you think is gonna be better? I tried Camping World first because they were in my local area and nobody else worked on generators and didn't have such a great experience. I have a follow-up appointment to go in and have them correct some of the things that weren't working after I get home from this trip, but there's a Cummins in this area. So I headed over to Cummins and we are getting it checked out to see if they can fix it right. When I first discovered problems, I called all over my town and could not find anybody that worked on generators. I basically was told I had to go to Camping World unless I wanted to find a Cummins who could work on it because it's their generators. I didn't know where I could find a Cummins, so I headed over to Camping World. I brought it in. They told me that within 2 days, they should have it diagnosed, and by the end of the week, I should have it back. 2.5 weeks later, I finally got it back. And I probably had to call 5 or 6 times trying to get an update. And every time I called, they would say, oh, we're ordering that part today. Well, I wasn't very happy because it seemed to me that unless I called, nothing was happening. And then when I would call, they would order the part and then it would come in 2 days later and then they would work on it, and then they would find something else that needed to be ordered. Well, why didn't they order it all at the same time? Yeah, I wasn't happy. And then things still kept going wrong. It still wasn't working the way it was supposed to be working. I cannot get my generator to start unless I turn on the engine, go start the generator, and then turn off the engine. That is not the way it should work. The whole point is that you can just push the button and start the generator. I was also told that every single time I turned it on, because it's a little bit of an older generator, I needed to prime it first. Didn't sound right to me, especially because sometimes I had just stopped driving and I had been driving for 3 hours. I stopped the van, I walked to the back, there was a full battery, I pushed the start, and I got a click. Didn't rumble, it didn't turn over. I had to walk back to the front, turn the engine back on, walk to the back, hit the start button, and lo and behold, it started. That just doesn't sound right to me. I took a trip this past week to visit family, and I'm in a major metro area of St. Louis, and lo and behold, they have a Cummins located here. So I called this morning to see if they could get me in to at least diagnose it, see if there's something that can be done, if there's any way they could get it done before I leave town. And they said, come over in 2 hours. They said I could wait while they diagnosed it, and then we'll talk about if I can just wait while they fix it, or whether I need to leave it, or, even if we could get it done before I need to leave town. And I am so pleased. I'm staying with family and friends, so I don't need to sleep in the camper this week. And truthfully, if I have to extend the trip a day or two, I might be willing to. So I'm gonna hang out in this waiting room. I'm the only one in here. I'm gonna be able to get some work done for a while they try to figure out what's going on. Within 15 minutes of me getting here, they rolled it in. The waiting room has a glass window. That's me and my Winnebago sitting there in the first bay. And I am expecting I'm gonna hear from them fairly quickly. And not that this is really important, but it's kind of cool to be able to see them working on your vehicle and to have a nice, comfortable, clean, sunny work spot while you wait. Great news. It's the house batteries. which is so much cheaper than replacing or doing a big repair on a generator. Even though it's gonna cost me $1,300 to replace 2 AGM batteries, I know, it's expensive. It's gonna solve all the problems, and I am gonna be out of here with a fully working rig. Compared to my experience with Camping World, I gave them a deposit. They're gonna order the parts. They said I could come back tomorrow and they could do it while I waited. It would take about an hour and a half. I'm tied up tomorrow, so I'm gonna come back Wednesday, and I'm gonna drive out of here. I will have good new batteries that will solve all the problems.